Welcome everybody to the Bordom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored. I started early, fuck it. I didn't see any notifications go off, so I don't know if anybody even knows or cares. As always, the link is pinned for anybody that I know. If I don't know you, then please don't hit the link because you're not going to come up. I'm not even going to acknowledge you, really. But if I know you, then feel free to hit the link. On today's episode, we're just going to talk shit. Not talking shit as in a bad way or talking bad about anybody, but just talking about stuff. Kind of the MO of the podcast in general. Just talking about stuff and seeing what gets people coming by. Hello to my viewer. Welcome to the Bordom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored. I have a question to pose to the audience and or anybody that stops by, but I'm going to wait until more people show up before I say it. And like I said, anybody that I know that wants to hit the link, feel free to pop up. Anybody that I don't know, I'm probably not going to let you up because I don't want trolls to be thinking that they can come and get my channel taken away for doing stupid crap. If you know anybody, please let them know that I'm live. Like and share, subscribe. It helps. I think that I'm on the top 10 podcasts of Borneo, but you never know. If you have any questions until people show up, please type them in the chat. I will answer them as honestly as I can. Until anybody starts speaking in the chat or I have anybody that I know pop into the live, I'll just be babbling and or quiet. Because like I said, I'm waiting to see if anybody shows up at all. I'm just live because I'm bored. Hence the name, the Bordom Podcast. I'm pretty much an open book. If you have questions, just ask. I'll answer them as honestly as I can. Two dudes walk into a bar, the third one ducks. There's a joke for y'all. I am a professional cook for a living, healing from a toe amputation that's not working currently, and yeah, I like independent music. Welcome to the other two that have just joined the Boredom Podcast. We have 3 viewers according to YouTube. Welcome, welcome. It's the Boredom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored. Oh, one left. They must not like me. If I know you, feel free to hit the link. If I don't, then just type messages in the chat and I'll respond as honestly as I can. But like I said, I am, after all, an open book. I have 30 years cooking experience, and I've been on YouTube for, I think it's almost 5, 6 years now, following independent music. Nope, we lost our other viewer. We only have one. If anybody wants to go and let Discords know that I'm live, I don't think any notifications went out on this one. So feel free. Again, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal. I'm bored. Tell you a dirty joke. A horse fell in the mud. What up, Doom? How you doing? What up, Doom?
Hello, Sexy J. What are you up to?
I'm chilling.
I, 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 I don't know if I should take today as a good sign or a bad sign, or if I should just sit with it that it was either a win-win scenario or it was a lose-lose scenario. But you know what? I had a very interesting day.
Cool.
So my vehicle is still kind of having issues. The part is
Mm-hmm.
coming. Well, he said the part should be in tomorrow morning. Well, Tuesday morning, sometime in the morning. So I told my managers I'm not coming. I won't be in the morning, and I probably
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be in until the afternoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they go, well, you're scheduled to work at 1. And I go, yeah, but I'm letting you know I may not be here at 1. And they were like, well, we're telling you you have to be here at 1. And I said, no, because according to what I was told in orientation, is if I'm not there, if I'm not going to be there, I have to give ample time. And I'm giving you about 18 hours worth of, time to
Uh-huh.
find somebody to replace me until I can come in, or maybe somebody can work until I can come in. And my managers were like, no, it doesn't work that way. And I go, yeah, it does work that way because I've got the orientation papers right here.
Yeah.
And I highlighted. I said, "This is exactly what it says." Well, they told me, "Well, I don't care. We don't care what the paper says. If you don't come in, we're going to give you a write up." And I looked at them and I said, "You know what? Let me tell you something about life, and let me tell you about wants versus needs." Okay, I said, "This is my need right now. My vehicle is not only my transportation; it's literally my home." Now, my needs being an operable vehicle and, somewhat of some sort of perverted illusion of a home is more of my idea of a need, and your idea of a need is more of a want. So when we compare the two, my need comes before your want, and therefore your want does not matter to me. So if you want to go ahead and threaten me with the write-up, let me tell you something. You do not pay me enough to put up with your bullshit. You do not pay me enough to put up with the customer's bullshit. You know what? Right now, my give a damn is fucked up. It's busted. It does not work. You know what? I'm too cheap to give you a quarter to call 1-800 who gives a fuck. Right now, you're up shit creek with that paddle because I'm telling y'all right now, you can all fuck off and kiss my white fucking ass from here to kingdom come. Do you comprehend me?
Hi, Damier. This is the Bordom Podcast where I go live because I'm bored, and right now Doom is venting about his day.
I'm like, give me a fucking write-up. What the fuck you gonna do with the write-up? I can easily fucking dispute the write-up. If you want to go ahead and spend 30 minutes writing me up, after giving you ample notice, you go right ahead.
Hi,
Yeah,
Victoria.
now that's on you. That's your stupidity. That's not my stupidity. My stupidity is fucking working in the hotel industry, okay? And we already know that that's not going to last very much longer. I say, you know what? You ain't gonna have to fire me. I'm already planning my exit because this is too much fucking bullshit.
Anytime I've ever been threatened with a write-up, I look at them and I go, okay, it's a write-up. They're like, sign here. I'm like, okay. And I sign it. People are like, why aren't you like afraid of losing your job? I'm like, because it's a write-up. I know the policy. They have to do so many on the same topic before I can get fired. It's just a piece of fucking paper that goes in my record for a year and then it comes out.
Oh, well, it's like this. You know what the fuck? Okay, you had people stealing from the company. You had people stealing food. They didn't get fired. I'm like, you know what? Short of me killing somebody, I ain't gonna get fucking fired. Like, what the fuck you gonna do to me? You ain't gonna fucking do shit. A write-up is a fucking write-up. Oh, I lose this job. Big whoopee fucking deal. Yeehaw. You
Right?
know who's gonna suffer? It's gonna be you. And there ain't a
Hmm.
lot of people knocking down on doors to work at a fucking hotel.
Right. And anybody that I know, like Dragon, or Victoria, you're feel free to hit the link and come up and join us.
But like I'm gonna be fucking afraid of a fucking write-up. Ooh, okay, you people really don't fucking know me.
Damir is funny.
You know, and I was like, you know what? And to prove a fucking point, let me just do this. And I just walked out, and I walked out on the job, and I said, now you got a reason to give me a fucking write-up, and then I flipped them off on my way out.
Right.
Like, ooh, a write-up. What the fuck you going? Well, whatever.
Yeah. I always laugh at kids that I work with that are like all worried about getting a write up. What should I do? What should I do? I was like, take the write up. It's just a piece of paper.
You know, my one manager told me that I was getting complaints from the customers because I'm not what they would call friendly. And I go, you know what? I speak the fucking facts. I'm not going to kiss their ass, and I'm not going to fucking coddle them.
I
If
mean,
they
with
do
a
something stupid, I'm going to say, you're fucking doing something stupid. It's kind of like a guy the other night. Okay, now, granted, I could have handled it better, but you know what? I was in. I was. I was. No, 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 no. I was not in the mood to deal with more stupid people. Okay, this is what happened. This is what happened, and I admit maybe I could have handled it better. He ordered something through, I guess, their app or something. I didn't even know an app. Don't look at me. Apparently, they got an app where you can order stuff. Well,
there's an app for that.
at a certain point, you know, we cannot take no more orders because the kitchen has to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, he decided to place the order 2 minutes before the kitchen shut down in order to be clean. So he comes in, he goes, okay, well, I placed an order on the app. I go, okay, well, the kitchen is closing. Well, we can't make the order. And he's looking at me, he goes, but the order is right here. The kitchen is still open. I mean, it wouldn't take that long to make this stuff. And I go, you're missing the point. The kitchen is closing. That means they're prepping to close. There's nothing that they're going to cook right now. And he
Right.
goes, well, what am I supposed to do? I go, you're going to have to get a refund through the app. And he was like, well, I just don't understand why you can't just make it right now. And I looked at him and I said, let's be realistic, okay? The kitchen closes every night at 11 so they can clean. It's not a very long, it's not a very long closure, okay? It's just a quick clean, to clean down the grills, to wipe the surfaces, and to do the dishes, because,
Yeah.
yeah, there's stuff to be done. Well, he was just like, well, I want to talk to your manager. And my manager was standing there, my manager was like, well, this is blah, 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 blah. She
Yeah.
said it nicer. And then she looked at me and she was like, you could have been nicer about it. And I go, well, I was being factual. What the fuck you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna fucking kiss his ass. Like, I'm not gonna fucking coddle him. He's the fucking dumbass that made the fucking order knowing the kitchen was closing. It's not my fault. So she goes, well, you need to be a little bit more people friendly because, you have 2 complaints on you already. I go, I don't give a flying fuck. You are the people that make me deal with the general public. You want me to feel bad about something you already know. You want me to, I don't know, feel obliged or something because of my attitude. Like, it's not gonna work that way. Yeah, I'll know I have a fucking attitude. I
With a
don't know
name
what.
like Doom, you should already know.
Like, it's just like you already know what I'm fucking like. Yet for some reason, you all want to put me with the general public thinking that you're going to get a different result each time I go out there. It doesn't work that way. You get the same result. I
Right.
get irritated, somebody walks away pissed, and then there's a complaint. Okay, it's just a never-ending cycle. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why y'all don't understand this or why you don't all comprehend this. Like, I know, I don't have the luxury right now or to, effectively, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. There's a word I'm looking for. Like, I mean, I know I should be nicer, but like I said, I just don't fucking care. And if they irritate me, I'm going to be irritable back to them, especially if they're dumbasses. Once again, this is your fault, not mine. I take no responsibility. And then my manager was like, well, maybe you should take more responsibility and act more like an adult. And I go, why? You're the one that wants to put me out there. And that was not in my job description. May I remind you what my job description was when they put me in the damn fucking kitchen? It was
Mm-hmm.
to stop and help in the back. It had nothing to do with the fucking general public.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then I
That's.
heard one manager going, "Well, see, that idea blew up." And I was like, "Wait, what fucking idea? What, you people are purposely putting me out there thinking you're going to get a different result? Like, I'm going
Probably.
to change my fucking attitude?" I was like, you know what? If my own mother couldn't fucking change my attitude, what the fuck do you think you fuckers are going to do about it? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed working in food service, it runs a lot like the military. They promote people to their highest level of incompetence.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? I come in, I do my job. I don't bitch, I don't moan, I don't complain. I don't even look. I don't even talk bad about my coworkers, even though a couple of them are a bunch of fucking morons. You know, I go
Yeah.
in, I do my job. That's all I'm supposed to do. Everything else is an afterthought. It's not important to me.
Right.
I don't really care if a customer comes back or not. Tourists are a dime a fucking dozen. Like, seriously. What
Right.
the fuck is wrong with you people? Like if you're so worried about your position, then you know what? That's on you. I'm not worried about shit.
Right. I do whatever I need to do to get done and as quickly as possible to maximize my break and or time off until I have to do it all over again.
Yeah, you know what?
So,
And I pointed this out. I go, you know what? I am the only motherfucker here that will actually come in on my day off and work off the clock if there are people, if the kitchen can't keep up or is having difficulties. You
hmm
don't see any other motherfucker doing that.
Yep,
So right now, I would not be trying to piss me off.
I feel you. Like I said, anybody that I know, Damier or anybody that feels like jumping on panel, feel free.
I was trying to take a picture of my fucking schedule, and then she fucking shut the lights off, and now, I was like, "What the fuck, you stupid bitch?" And she was just like, "Well, the kitchen is closing to clean." And I go, "But I still need my fucking schedule." Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, I lost my phone. Did I
Huh?
leave the phone at work? Oh no, there it is.
Oh, you lost your phone?
I was like, "Oh, well, I had my phone in my pocket all day. I forgot that I put it on the holder, and that's how I'm talking to you. So
hmm
when I felt my pocket, it was like, "Where's my phone?"
Ah, I get you.
Because you're used to that extra weight.
hmm Oh yeah, there's all sorts of times where I'll forget that I left my phone on the charger and like leave the house to go like run to the store for smokes and halfway there go, where's my phone? I must have left it at home and then I come home and look, I'm like, okay, yeah, there it is. Cool.
I forgot my phone at work one night, and everything,
Mhm.
like everything was cut, just shut down. And I'm like, you know what? I want my phone back. And they were like, you can wait till tomorrow. I go, no, I want my phone back. They're like, no, you can wait. And I go, no, no, that is a $1,600 fucking phone. You're going to unlock that fucking door so I can go get my fucking phone, or I'm going to call the police and tell them that you will not let me retrieve my own fucking property.
uh,
I am not going to leave a $1,600 phone somewhere, ever somebody fucking taking it. Like, fuck that shit.
right.
My phone ain't even paid off yet.
I feel you.
I hate people.
I know. Yeah, I'm actually home alone because the family went to Texas for my nephew's graduation from Air Force boot camp, and
Oh,
then I
it's
have
a rescue now. Woohoo! No
yeah,
witness.
and then I have to go 3 times a day over to my brother's house to let their dogs out and to feed and water them. So
Yeah, I told them. I was like, you want to pull that bullshit with me? I'll come in when I feel like tomorrow. Okay, I may not even come in at all. What you gonna do? Write me up? Okay, fine. I don't care. Write me up.
not
Do
like
what
you're
you
gonna
got to do.
fire me,
Okay,
you can't afford to.
huh?
It's not like you're gonna fire me, you can't afford to.
Exactly.
I always love that threat. Oh, we'll fire you if you don't come in. I'm like, okay.
Then fire me.
Rest-
I don't fucking care.
Restaurant jobs are a dime a dozen, especially
See,
in a tourist town.
and I think that's why my managers don't like me is because I have that I don't give a fuck
Probably.
attitude, and they can't control me. Like I
To be
think that
honest, you're probably right.
Like, I think that's why they do not like me, because I have that "I don't give a fuck" attitude. Like, what the fuck are you going to do to me that hasn't already been done to me? Like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah. In my experiences in food service and hotel motel, um, when you have that kind of an attitude, they tolerate you as long as you're, going above and beyond, like helping them out on your days off and things like that. When you stop doing that is when they go ahead and try to do anything and everything in their power to get rid of you by either A, getting enough write-ups on you to fire you so that they don't have to pay workman's comp or unemployment, I should say, not workman's comp, or get you to walk out. So that way you're not their headache
You
anymore.
know, it's like that whole thing that I told her. Like, I don't care. I can walk out. Like, I don't fucking care.
Hmm.
I really don't fucking care. Jobs in the hotels are a fucking dime a dozen right now.
Yep.
Literally, if I walk out now, I can go get a job somewhere else. It's not a big fucking deal to me.
Yep.
And I think that's what pisses them off, is because, unlike the younger people where they can put fear in them, I got the "I don't give a fuck" attitude. You ain't
Yep.
gonna say shit to me.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
my
have
wife.
one of the managers is a 20-year-old, and she says that certain looks that I have during the day, when I'm working with
Hmm.
her. She said,
Right.
just a certain look. She's just like, I scare. Like, I overheard her saying this to to
Hmm.
our to our general boss, going,
Yeah.
"He scares the living shit out of me sometimes." And I heard that, and I said, "You know what? You want to know the difference between me and Jeffrey Dahmer?" And she asked, "What?" I go, "They haven't found my bodies yet."
Oh, that's funny.
I kid you not. She went so cold. She went white as a ghost. She went white as a
I,
ghost.
I've
Like,
I've had managers tell me the same thing. It's like, I don't I don't know how to deal with you, and I'm afraid of you, and I need to have backup if I'm having to reprimand you. I'm like, you don't need that. They're like, why not? I'm afraid you might get violent with me. I'm like, because of my size? No. You have no reason to be afraid of me. I have not given you a reason to be afraid of me, have I? Like, no, but you're big and scary. And I'm like, okay, I'm not scary because I don't get violent. You have nothing to fear. I'll tell you when you have a reason to fear, and I'll even let you grab extra people to be a witness when I'm angry with you.
look,
But you
you
still
know
have
what?
nothing to fear when I'm angry.
There's one manager that I work with once in a while, and and I do like her. I really do.
Welcome
She makes
back.
me laugh. But once in a while she'll press her luck with me, and she did one night. She just did
Mhm.
one night with me, and
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? We are in a fucking kitchen. We could have a new entree on the menu by the end of the night if you keep it up.
Eh.
And she was like, what did you say?" I go, "You know what? Filleting a human is no different than filleting a pig."
Or a cow.
I kid you not. She to this day still will not come near me. She will not come near me.
Yeah, I had a kid one time. I was working on a line at Shoney's, and he was trying to act all big and bad and everything else. And looked at him one day. I was like, "You really don't want to get into it with me on this line. There's too many ways you can get hurt." He goes, "No, there isn't." I'm like, "You want me to prove it to you?" He said, "Sure." He was standing by the fryer. I foot swept him, so he went to fall face first into the fryer, grabbed him by his shirt, and yanked him back just in time that he didn't, go into the fryer, but he was just close enough that he felt the heat from it as I pulled him away. And I went, "That's why you don't get into a fight in a kitchen."
God.
Jason, I wish you'd stop that bullshit. I hate everybody equally. I'm not a racist. Actually, I am a racist. I hate Formula One. Yeah, I saw Victoria. I didn't type in the chat, but I was watching, and it should be a rather interesting show Thursday. But I won't be around because I'm always in Alpha Tyler's lives for Thursday. But I go back and I rewatch the live after the fact when it reposts.
I'm
Welcome
still,
back.
you know what? I'll throw this out there. I'm still, trying to figure out a way, to figure out where Menace lives because I'm going to chloroform his ass and then I'm going to take him into the woods and then I'm just going to violate him every which way I know how.
I made that comment earlier. You saw that?
I did. I went back up. I went back up.
Yeah, so Menace needs to worry about Doom.
Jason kind of reminds me of Cartman. Jason reminds me of Cartman because, every time I see South Park, he says everybody else is a racist but him. Yeah, he's the one that wanted to do the final solution. So, yeah, Jason just reminds me of Cartman. Everybody else is racist, Yeah, he's the one that's wanting to do the final solution.
You must respect his authority.
I'm sorry. I still say this is my favorite episode of South Park, but when they turned Cartman into a ginger, that fucking episode was fucking funny. That episode was fucking funny.
Yeah, Victoria's like, yeah, she's the one that said that you like Menace.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
like Menace. I like Jason too. If I could figure out where he lives, he'd disappear for a while too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's why I had to make the comment I did because she was like, yeah, Doom likes Menace. And he was like, likes Menace? And she's like, yeah. So he went #MTP going, oh, you're friendly with, Menace and MTP. And it's like, no, Doom likes Menace, but he also likes Menace.
I would violate him I would violate him every which way. Oh, and then I got so this is what happened to me Saturday night. Okay, so I just want to make this. Okay, I just want to know this.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one who finds it very weird that certain people think they own public parking lots when they fucking don't? Am I the only one who's experiencing this at the moment? Because I kid you not, Saturday night I was parked in the parking lot of where I work because I had to move into where I work.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was like, I've seen you here multiple times, and if you don't move, I'm going to call the cops. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and call the po-po. Please do. So he's literally going there, calling the cops, and the cops tell him it's a private property. It's owned by the hotel. Why are you calling us?
Mm-hmm.
He kept calling back. I think he called the cops about 6 times, referring to me, staying in the parking lot. Me, I had enough. I pulled out my 9mm and I said, let me tell you something about you and me. Number one, I'm getting tired of the bullshit. Number two, I have a gun. Number three, this bullet is going to go faster than you can fucking run. Do you want to test your luck right now? He actually called the police back and said that I was brandishing a firearm and threatening him. And the cop on the other end said, well, technically you are harassing him. So he's he's within his rights right now to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, Wait, you're not even going to come out here and help me? And the cop goes, no, but we'll be out there after the fact. And then he hung up. And then he hung
And that is why you don't want to defund the police, everybody.
up. We'll be out there after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, the guy just left. Like, but what is it with people thinking that they own fucking parking lots? Like, what the fuck? If
Well,
somebody if
I
somebody
mean,
is
he
parked
could.
in a parking lot, you can't tell them what to do.
Now, playing devil's advocate, he could have probably thought that you were like a drug addict or something, or somebody that was just doing something nefarious and was trying to run you off from the building's parking lot. But to be a Karen like that for that long is just stupid. By the way,
I
Jason
mean,
had a
he could have
response to you.
easily, yeah, the whole thing is, so he could have easily went into the hotel and said something to them, like, you
Do you
know,
know there's this person in your parking lot? Yeah.
yeah, like what? Calling the police for a private parking lot is not going to fucking do anything, especially when you're describing me just sitting in the van looking at a fucking phone.
Yep. But like I said, Jason had a response to you talking about trying to make him disappear. He says, "Not if I silence you first."
Your dick isn't that big, Jason. Sorry to say.
That's funny, Jason. I don't know if Doom knows who Nefarious is, though.
Oh, Nefarious is my other one. Oh yeah, he is. I would do unholy things to him.
He might enjoy it, though.
Oh, I know he would enjoy it. What the fuck was that?
What?
Oh, I heard a loud pop.
Oh.
Hey, I have no problem doing it in my van. I mean, it's not that hard and it's quite comfortable, actually.
I feel you. Yeah, I got to keep an eye out on the tropics and the Gulf because it's hurricane season.
I
Yeah.
keep telling everybody the best part about living in a van is you can find them, fuck them, and then dump them, and they can't figure out where the fuck you live. The best part about living in a van, you can find them, fuck them, and dump them, and there you go.
Hashtag van life, huh?
I've said this before for many years, and I'll say it again. Ain't no piece of ass worth the price of a motel, and ain't no piece of ass worth giving my house address to. Fuck that shit.
Jason, now I'm confused. You want me, but you said my dick ain't big enough. Phew, that's a load off my
I never
mind.
said I wanted your dick, Jason. I said I wanted your ass. There was a difference.
Like the song.
Just bend over, relax, take a few deep breaths, and the pain will be over very quickly.
Like the song says, he wants to do bad things with you. And welcome everybody to the Bordom Podcast, where I go live because I'm bored. I have on the panel with me Just Doom.
Oh yeah, that was it. Okay, so this is what I want to ask you. So you kind of know me, but you don't know me. But you kind of guy just. Do you think
Yeah.
I have an ego problem?
Do I think you have what problem?
An ego problem. Do you think I have a big ego issue or something?
Not necessarily. You have narcissistic tendencies, but I don't think you have an ego problem.
Yeah, that's what my manager said earlier. My manager said I have an ego problem and it needs to be deflated. And I'm like, how the fuck am I? How the fuck do I have an ego?
Well, most people that are narcissistic or have narcissistic tendencies do have a huge ego, but they don't correlate with each other all the time. I know a lot of people that don't have an ego at all, but are narcissistic.
Like, I admit I'm a narcissist, okay? Even just a little
Right.
bit, I admit that.
Right.
Look, I also admit that I'm self-centered. So
Hmm.
there you go. I mean, yeah.
Right. I think that's the
I did not blow that
self-centeredness.
chance at all, Jason. Shut the fuck up.
I think that the self-centeredness is where people get ego from, but that's not entirely true. The
I mean,
the
I don't think I'm
self-centeredness
better
is
than
an
anybody
issue of the
else.
ego, but not the complete thing of having an ego.
Well, it's kind of like this. Like, I know I'm not better than anybody else, but at the same time, I still have value as a human being, you know?
Right. Yep.
Just because, like for example, just because, I'm an equivalent of a, busboy or whatever, that doesn't diminish who I am as a person. It's just like, I hate when they use that as like a weapon or whatever. Like, oh well, you're just on the bottom of the totem pole. You don't matter. It's like, yeah, I do fucking matter. I'm still a fucking human. It doesn't give you the right to
Right.
treat me like fucking shit just because I'm not considered in your realm of relevancy
Right.
or worth. Like shit, what the fuck is wrong with you?
People that are egotistical most of the time, in my opinion, are the people like what you see the thoughts on online are, where it's like they only want a man that makes a six-figure salary, or a man that's online talking about if you know his woman isn't a certain weight, he can't be with them. That's to me where ego comes in.
And Jason, you are the fucking bitch, and I will prove that, motherfucker.
uh, that reminded me of a funny story. There was a casino that I worked at in the kitchen, and we had this guy that he was funny as hell, but he had a habit of pushing people's buttons on purpose. And this one kid that was kind of overweight, we called him Sloppy Joe, and the the guy that was kind of funny but pushed buttons started calling him a bitch. He's like, "I'm no bitch. Take that back. I'll fuck you up." And he came around a counter to him. He goes, "If you don't get out of my face, I'm gonna bend you over this table and show you what a bitch you are." He stepped back.
You are the bitch, Jason, and I will fucking prove it. Now sit down, boy. Sit down, boy.
uh, that's one argument I'd love to see happen. You and Jason just deciding who's the bitch and who's the butch.
Well, ain't nothing butch about him. Ain't nothing butch about him.
Jason should hop up on the panel.
He won't, because he's a coward. He's a little bitch. A little bit.
Mhm. I won't say that because I know that he'll get mad, but like I said, when Jason starts calling me racist, I'm just gonna respond with, "Yeah, I hate Formula One, or I hate NASCAR, or I hate the 500
Okay,
mile dash."
I'm sorry, but I agree with you on that one. Okay, I'm sorry, but NASCAR is the most stupid sport ever. They're taking another left. They're taking another left. They're taking
the
another left. They're
the
taking
only
another left.
the
What
only
the
reason the only reason to watch NASCAR is the same as the only reason to watch hockey. It's for the wrecks or the violence that happens.
fuck? They're going left again. Wee! Oh my fucking god. I have never understood that. I have never. And I'm just thinking, no wonder you have to be drunk because that's the only way you can find it fucking entertaining.
I mean, it is entertaining, kind of watching them try to pass each other and when they make contact and all that and the wrecks that happen. But other than those three things, it is pretty boring.
Jason, you are the catcher, okay? That's why you always have white stuff around your lips. Now sit down.
Yeah, Jason has standards.
No, we don't.
I mean, he does have standards. He's straight, so that's one standard he has.
He's straight to anybody that will give him a hand job. Let's be serious.
I don't know that for a fact, but that is funny to say.
That ain't milk that you add to your cereal, though, Jason.
That's so gross. uh, Anybody else that I know that wants to jump up on panel, feel free. Doom's not going to roast you as bad as he does Jason.
I never said I had a clean mind.
No. Then again, nobody ever has on any panel that I know of. Oh, we're calling them juices now, huh? I guess for terms of service, we have to. Because
Well,
YouTube
if you're
doesn't
into necrophilia, Jason, that's all on you. That's not on me.
like.
And that wouldn't be something I'd be proud of or, throwing out there either.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I had a question that I was going to ask, so I'm going to start asking it. This is for anybody in the chat as well as you do. If you had to pick one form of sport fighting to engage in, would it be boxing, MMA, or WWE style wrestling?
I like WWE style wrestling because eventually somebody gets on top of you.
But again, that goes for the chat too. I don't know what I would choose because I'm not really a fighter. But I think if I were gonna have some kind of a
See,
fight,
I don't know about MMA because what little I watched about MMA kind of seems a little bit staged to me. Like I know it's not, but it
mm-hmm.
still looks staged to me. Like
Yeah.
it's not a real type of a fight. It just
Mm-hmm.
looks staged to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say if I had to pick, I'd probably pick boxing if I had to fight because there's more structure to it and it's mostly just punching. When it comes to like the mixed martial arts fighting, that you have to worry about everything, kicks, punches, submissions, everything else, and kind of the same thing with the WWE style wrestling, except that's more choreographed. But I'm not that agile or talented to do anything like that.
Yeah, see, boxing, yeah, boxing is more, of what I would consider a dangerous sport.
Mm-hmm.
WWE, like, it can be a dangerous sport, but it's not as dangerous as it seems. I mean, yeah, they've had a couple of they've had a couple of accidents, but literally that's all they were. They were freak accidents because somebody did something stupid that they weren't supposed to do. Like when Sting died in the ring. What was it? Yeah, he
It
died in the
wasn't
ring.
Sting.
Huh?
It wasn't Sting. It was Owen Hart. Sting's still alive.
Yeah, it was Owen Hart. But yeah, that could have been prevented, but because somebody did something stupid during the setup, boom.
Right. Yeah, something like that. That's also why I won't do like bungee jumping or parachuting, because I'm too paranoid that something would go wrong. And I think that'd be a terrible way to die.
I mean, if you look at everything in WWE, everybody that died, it's always been an accident. Like it was nothing, anything else. It was always an accident. It wasn't an actual, death caused by another wrestler. It was just always a fucking accident.
Yeah, it was an accident or they die of old age. Now they do break their necks or backs or, arms or legs a lot, but they usually end up still fine for the most part afterwards. It just takes a lot of physical therapy. But as you say, that makes it seem like, that would be the easier thing to be involved in, because you don't have that worry of dying in the ring. Whereas like with MMA and boxing, there have been casualties because of the fight.
Yeah, but MMA, there hasn't been as many casualties as there have been in boxing.
Right.
Boxing has had more casualties in it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you get somebody with a good right hook who can literally snap your neck with one fucking punch.
Right. That's why I would never fight Mike Tyson. That man's known for knocking people out in 30 seconds, even though he is older now.
I mean, it's kind of like karate. Karate, with just one kick, and you're down.
Yeah. The thing with the martial arts is it was always intended to be a defense. It was never intended to be an offensive uh, discipline. It's always defense and knowing where to be and where not to be. At least in everything that I've seen and learned about it.
It's always been a disciplined art. It's always been
Yeah.
a disciplined art.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you look at the old ways, and that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say, the old
Right.
ways, they even
Right.
stated, never use it as an offensive. They
Right.
always said it. Martial arts is supposed to be a last resort
Yeah.
because you can literally harm somebody.
Well, the history with martial arts is it was designed as a farmer's way of defending themselves against uh, a tyrannical government, or you know um, a military source type of people like the samurai, or anything like that are trying to do anything that is immoral to them, enslave them or otherwise. And it was to help the poor, the farmers, to defend themselves against being overtaken by somebody with a superior uh, capability of weapon and force. And the weapons that they developed were things that they had around the farm, like the size and sickles and things like that. And then they developed weapons from what they had around there, like the nunchucks were just they put chains on two pieces of sticks. And that's where, like I said, the history of martial arts came from, was defending against you know government oppression. Kind of like the way that America is with guns. Is the forefathers knew that government tyranny was a thing because of breaking free from the English, so they put it in the Constitution that everybody can own a gun, so that the government did not become tyrannical. And that's what people miss about that whole 2A argument, is it's supposed to be a gun is a great equalizer to tyranny. If people in government start trying to dictate what you can and can't do with your own land, your own body, then you're supposed to rise up against them.
Oh,
Bless you.
sorry.
It's all good. Like I said, I bless all bodily functions, belch, sneeze, fart, because it means that you're still alive. Just a little quirk of mine. Plus, it's always better to bless somebody than curse them. So, everybody out there watching, I bless all of y'all. Amen. Kind of like how Jay, never mind. Okay. You want to take pot shots? Go for it, Jason.
That's all he does is take pot shots.
I made something for Jason earlier today that I think would be a dope, like either thumbnail or cover art for an album for him. I can't share with the whole class because, well, I don't have that
That's nothing
ability.
new, Dragon. That is nothing new. That is nothing new.
How did he get his 5 seconds of fame? I missed something there. I'm just afraid that one day Mocon and MC Nemesis are gonna go ahead and do a collaboration track, because that will be the most dog water track that I'll ever heard. I don't oppress the Jews and Mexicans. How do I do that? Oh Lord. All of the rundown went over to Mocon's. He must have felt like, oh my God, look at all these people. I get you, Jason. Oh Lord. He's gonna think he blew up now. 120 people over in his lives.
Oh, there, that's better. Ah.
I wish people would stop giving him views.
I know,
Let
right?
him just let him just be his irrelevant self and ignore the fuck out of him. Yes, he's gonna talk shit, but who honestly gives a fuck at this point? Jason, when I end the live, I'm gonna send it to you in a DM. I literally made it right before the live, and I was gonna send it to you, but I had forgot before I started the live, so I'll send it to you after.
My feet were not designed to be on, to be literally on the ground for 8 to 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, Dragon, I'm just worried that one day that Nibble Nuts and Mukon will make a track together and destroy all the streaming platforms putting it up there because of how dog water is going to be.
I'll kind of like when I listen to Jason sing. Got it.
Everybody hates on Jason singing. He's not that bad of a singer. Out of key a couple of times, but he's not that bad of a singer.
Richard Simmons sings better than Jason does. Roseanne Barr fucking sings better than Jason does.
Those
But
who keep watching
doesn't sing better
Milcon
than
and talk
fucking
about
Jason
him
does.
give a shit. Let's just call a spade a spade. I kind of agree with you, Jason. They're just blowing up people that don't need to blow up, giving them attention.
Until I sing, you can think that, but you know what? There you go.
I've never heard Doom sing, but
You can't make that comment without hearing me sing first. So there you go.
and Jason's saying that you only hate him because you can't have him.
Oh, I can have Jason. We all know that. I mean, who hasn't had him already? Jeez. He gets passed around more than a pack of cigarettes in a prison.
Damn. Not the cigarette pack in prison. I just had an alert that Brandon Herrera posted something to IG. I got to give him respect for running for Senate for Texas as an independent, well, or up against a Republican incumbent and coming
Yeah,
with him.
Jason, I would say if your brother was here, like, what the fuck? I ain't scared of anybody. What the fuck you on about? Oh, my brother. You wouldn't say that if my brother was here. Oh, what?
But as I was saying, I got to give Brandon Herrera respect to run against the incumbent Republican as a
Well, where's
Republican.
my ass in
And
the Bronx, okay? You ain't gonna scare me. Fuck the Bronx. What do you fucking do? Yeehaw. Woo.
he just,
Oh, it's New York. Let's
you,
all run
you,
away. Yeah.
Jason's not in New York. He's quoting Bitch Boy.
Wait, who's Bitch Boy?
His name is BX Beast Boy. He's a troll.
The trash of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that motherfucker. I'm surprised he hasn't choked on a ho-ho yet.
Chokes on a ho ho. That's funny.
You know what? I said this many years ago, and I will say it again. BX Beast Boy is the black version of Rosie O'Donnell, and ain't nobody gonna tell me different.
Nice.
I can't stand that motherfucker. I really can't.
Yep.
Like,
He's like a yeast infection. He pops up every couple of years.
but you know, the one thing that's always irritated me about him is I did used to watch him when he first started on YouTube. That's oh my god, I'm showing my. Maybe I need to rephrase that. Oh, too late now.
Well,
But
no, a lot of people don't
even
realize that
back
he's been
then,
around as long as he has because he
but
deletes everything off his channel every 3 or 4 years.
you know, it's just like even back then when he first started, it was like you know he would start covering topics, and then somehow, in some way, he would make the issue about him or or involve himself in that issue somehow. And it's just like
Mm-hmm.
that's not how it happened. The people weren't even talking about you. They were talking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
How do you connect that what they were talking about was in reference to them talking about you? That it's just that,
Right.
like, you know, that's literally the one thing I hate about a lot of YouTubers. Like, okay, if you're gonna cover people, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to have commentary, just
Mm-hmm.
as long as that commentary is dealing with the fact and not trying to spin a narrative or twist the narrative
Right.
about it being about you or something that's not even anything involved with. Like I just with him, he's always got to be involved some way or somehow. And I
Yep.
remember one time he was arguing with the freaking creator. Now I forgot the creator name, but it was so
Mm-hmm.
long ago. But the
Mm-hmm.
creator wouldn't even fucking talk to him. You know, like the creator wouldn't even acknowledge his existence. You know, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what he tried. You know, so what did he do? He tried to fake screenshots to make it look like the creator was talking about him. When you can take a look at when you look at the screenshots, you can tell it's fucking edited.
Yep.
Like, dude, get a fucking grip.
He's been ran out of more communities than he's been a part of. It's hilarious. I mean, like I said, I remember from years ago that when he popped around, like you said, and he always stirs drama up and ends up getting exposed and leaving the communities in to move to another and gets exposed there and moves to another. And like he's been in almost every YouTube community that there's been, from independent rap to true crime to anything in between or beforehand.
Yeah, and if
Even
there's not,
gaming.
you know, and if he's in a community, and I've seen this firsthand, but if he's in a
Hmm.
community and there's not even and there's no drama, like he will create drama. He will create drama out of thin air just to stir the fucking pot, just so he can
Hmm.
have something to talk about.
Yep. Yep. That's why I don't deal with him. I usually don't talk about him at all, except Jason had made a comment that was quoting him, so that's why we ended up on that rabbit hole.
It's just like I don't understand enough. Just never mind.
I
Idiocy can
mean,
never be understood.
he's got at least 8 to 12 exposed videos made about him. Hello, Amanda.
just like, okay, no, I'll admit this, okay, because I haven't watched him in forever, but the
Right.
way she was talking about that 13-year-old, it's just like, why would you say that about a kid?
Right.
Why would you go that way? See, like me, I don't look. I'll admit it. I don't like kids. I despise kids. I don't think there's
Hmm.
a reason kids should exist. Okay, that's just me. I don't like them. Okay, lock them in a closet, put them in the basement. I don't care until they're 18. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to deal with them.
Right.
Like at the same time, it's like, okay, if a kid, if I'm doing a live stream and there is a minor in my chat room, it's a gray area to a point. It is a gray area because you can block them from talking, but you can't block them from watching you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't actively go out there and try to connect with a minor. I don't
Right.
encourage, I don't encourage minors to be in my chat. Like if I see a minor, I will tell them, go away. This is not where you need to be, and I'll block them. But like I
Right.
said, it's that whole gray area because they can still watch you.
Right.
But I don't go out there and literally, try to. It's kind of like, there's a lot of kid YouTubers. I don't
Hmm.
go out there and watch them
Yeah.
because even though, even though it, even though it may look innocent, like I don't feel like it's right for an adult to watch a kid. Does that make sense to
Yep.
anybody?
Yep. I
Be-
feel the same way.
Because if it's a kid trying to connect to other kids. It's not a kid that needs to be, interacting with adults.
Right.
And I don't encourage that, and I don't understand why there are adults that think it's innocent to go in there and look, you may have a normal conversation or whatever, but it still feels fucking weird to
Right.
see a 40-something-year-old adult, conversating with a 14 or 15-year-old.
Right. Now, what he says is that, the exposed video that shows him talking to a 13-year-old and saying that his voice was sexy and all was taken out of context, and that he was, trying to tell him how to give him advice on singing to make it sexy and all that, so that he had appeal. But my rebuttal,
That's the whole thing,
my
though.
my rebuttal to that though is there's no way, shape, or form you should be telling a
No,
minor to be sexy. There's
no,
nothing sexy about a minor.
it's just a
Children need to be
fucking weird.
protected.
But, you know, there is nothing. Okay, let me see if I can get this to sound right without sounding completely crazy or
Hmm.
weird.
Right.
There is nothing sexualizing about a minor.
I
There is
agree.
nothing, there is no reason to encourage a minor to be sexual in any way, shape, or form. They
Exactly.
do not need to worry about that stage of life.
Right.
They they're a kid. Let them be a fucking kid. It's disgusting. It's wrong.
Right.
They're not fully developed mentally to even comprehend what the fuck you're talking about.
Right. I agree with you. Kids should be protected, and more people should be calling out people that are groomers or pedophiles or what have you, because
It, it's
children don't need to be
and
sexualized.
I hate to say this. I hate to say this, but it's why I rarely talk to anybody outside of YouTube. Yeah, I have Instagram. Yeah, I have. You know what was that other one that I have? I have something else. But I
Snapchat.
forgot. Yeah, Snapchat. I
Hmm.
have that, but it's like this. Like the people I have on there, I know are adults, but at the same time, there is that risk of someone being under 18 because you
Right.
don't know really who is behind the screen. A
And then
12-year-old can say they
right,
are 18. A 14-year-old
right,
can say they're 30. It's
right,
why I rarely use messaging programs because I don't want to accidentally,
right,
talk to a minor. Like
right,
it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it is, done in a clean sense. It's still the fact that I don't want to talk to a fucking minor. I don't want to risk that. I don't want to I don't want to wake up one morning with messages going, why were you talking to this 12-year-old? Why were you
right.
talking to this 16-year-old? Why were you
That
talking to this 8-year-old? Like, I don't want that. It's why I
right,
rarely talk to anybody.
right. Amanda Nelson has a question for you, Doom.
What is it, Amanda? Sorry.
It's all good. She hasn't posted the question yet. She just said, "Hey, Doom, I've got a question for you." I'm waiting for her to type it out.
When I go on my rants, I don't really pay attention.
No, I get you. That's why I brought it up. Just waiting for her to respond. And welcome to all our viewers. She must be typing her
She's typing
something.
in a minute.
There you go. Are you triggered by a no U-turn sign? Because I know that I am not.
But I swear to God, okay. Look, if I want to make a fucking U-turn, I don't care what the fucking sign says. I will make a fucking U-turn. You can pull me over. I don't fucking care. I am not driving another 5 fucking miles when I can turn right fucking there. There you fucking go.
And there you have it. Question answered.
I am not wasting gas just to turn around. Fuck that shit. I will pay the $40 fucking fine.
I feel you. I usually turn around wherever I feel like it, but if there is a no U-turn sign, I'll usually pass it to
Oh no,
turn. But
hell
that's
no, not me. Oh fuck that shit. I ain't wasting gas to go all the way down that way to turn around again. Fuck that.
yeah. Like I said, that's just me though. I follow rules. I'm not triggered by them, but I follow them. And when it comes to rules, I tend to follow them because I'm a good boy like that. I can be rebellious, but fuck it.
I don't get triggered by U-turn signs. Like what the fuck? It's just a fucking sign.
Holy shit. She says there's a town in California that's taking down all the no U-turn signs because it triggers the gay community. I don't understand how.
I don't either. But then again, most of the gay community is full of entitled pussy ass cry fucking babies that remember had to have a special time out when Hillary did not win the presidency.
Right? It's like most of the for the best way of putting it, gay conservatives that I know don't believe in all the fucking LGBTQ alphabet bullshit out there. They're gay, they're proud, but
I
they
don't
keep it behind closed doors.
this is what irritates me about the gay community. And I will
Hmm.
say it right here, and I don't give a flying fuck what you identify as. Okay?
Right.
I really fucking don't.
Hmm.
The whole purpose of the Stonewall riots, the whole purpose of equal rights was to get rid of the fucking labels. Why are
Right.
you still using the fucking label? Why?
Right.
I don't wanna I don't wanna be identified as gay. I don't wanna be identified as a I'm just gonna say this, okay? I don't care who the fuck I offend. Y'all
Right.
can fuck off right now. I
Right.
don't want to be identified as a man. I don't want to be identified as gay. I don't want to be identified as a fudge packer. I want to be identified as an individual human being with my own opinions and my own philosophy. I don't
Amen.
want a fucking label.
Yeah, Amanda
Let
says
me
her
be
either
who
she's the
I
B
am
in the
without being a label.
yeah. Amanda says her either she's the B in the community and she doesn't get it, and she says thank you because she agrees with you.
Okay, look, you want to identify as a woman. Okay, you can identify as be a fucking woman. I don't fucking care.
Right.
But you don't need a fucking label. And I'm sorry to say this. Okay, transgender is nothing fucking new. Cross
Nope.
dressing is nothing fucking new. It doesn't make you fucking special. Look at fucking history in the Roman Empire. Well, we can go back there. Here's a history lesson, everybody. Women could not participate in the arts in the Roman Empire. It was always the men who dressed up as women. Cross dressing
Mhm.
is nothing fucking new.
Right. Even during Shakespeare, most of the female parts were played by men.
Yes. Here's another fun fact, you little fucking bitches. It wasn't women who were the first people to wear makeup. It was actually fucking men.
Yep.
It wasn't men. It wasn't women who started wearing cologne or perfume. It was fucking men. You ain't fucking special.
Well, I mean, nowadays everybody wants to be a woman. You got all these men that are claiming to be trans to compete in women's sports so they can win instead of placing
Okay, this is how.
125th.
Okay, you want to know something? Okay, I will piss off everybody right here. I will piss off everybody right here, right now, and I don't give a flying fuck. Until you can get a fucking period and pop out a 9-pound human between your fucking legs, you're not a fucking woman.
Amen.
If you do not
Amen.
have ovaries, if you do not have a uterus, you are not a fucking woman.
Amen.
It is biology 101. Okay? You can identify as a woman, but don't ever say that you are a woman. Because let me
Yeah.
tell you, biology does not work that way, and you cannot change biology.
Right.
At least
That's
not
one
right
of the things that I think is crazy that they're trying to say. It's not a pregnant woman. It's a pregnant person. Sorry, men can't get pregnant. Only a woman can. And if a woman is identifying as a man and gets pregnant,
now.
oh
What
well.
brings me up that talking about that brings up that no, new whole title that they want to give mothers, the birth
Mhm.
parent. No, she is the mother. She's not a birth parent.
Right.
It's mom.
Right. I agree.
This
Now,
whole
I do have
fucking
to admit
bullshit
that
about
on Mother's.
everything that's right and whatnot. You know what? An old friend told me, and an old friend told me this, and it stands true.
Hmm.
Labels are put on people to hinder them from becoming who they actually are. It's a form of control.
Right. I
That's
agree
all a
with you.
fucking title is.
Hmm. I agree with you. It's a form of control. Labels are a form of control. And that's been the issue that people were fighting against from like the civil rights all the way up until like the 80s and 90s. It wasn't until the 2000s where everybody started allowing mental illness to, know, perpetrate everything in society where you have to be all inclusive of everybody and everything. It used to be where like if you were somebody that identified at something, it's like, okay, well, that's fine as long as you're not forcing everybody else to, you know, call you a dump truck if that's what you identify, because that's a mental illness. Then if you were trying to force everybody into saying you're a dump truck when you obviously aren't, then that's a mental illness. I'm a mother and nothing else, and I hate labels, but you call me a cis woman, I'm going to be pissed because of the label itself, because it's fake and made up as shit. I agree. Now,
It's like, okay, this is, you know what, Amanda, that does bring up another point, okay? It's like with that asexual title. It's not asexual, okay? It's not a fucking title. There have been people that don't want a sexual relationship. It's called celibacy.
yep.
You can choose to be celibate. It's not a fucking title.
Yep, you can
It's a
choose to be
fucking
celibate.
choice.
Yeah, you can choose to be celibate, and you can choose to sell a bit of yourself.
You
Either
don't
way.
need a fucking title for that. Like, okay, so you don't want to have sex. Okay, that's fine,
Mhm.
dandy. Okay, that's on you. Okay,
Right,
you do you, boo. Get away from, whatever.
right,
But it's not a fucking spectrum, okay? It's not a fucking rainbow thing. Like, literally. There
right.
have been a lot of fucking people in history that have been celibate.
Yep.
Most straight men I'm going to use this as an example. Please do not
Right.
bring it up a pitchfork. But,
I gotcha.
most preachers are straight people who choose to be celibate. It's like nuns. They choose to be celibate so they can give their all to God above. There you fucking go.
Right.
I hate people today. I
Yeah.
hate people. Everybody thinks everything needs a fucking title. Not everything needs a fucking title.
Right. And we were working to get rid of titles for a long time until, like I said, the 2000s, when everybody went batshit crazy. But now, to what was being said about, like, Mother's Day and things like that, I've gotten called out before because on, like, Mother's Day and Father's Day, I wish everybody a happy Mother's Day or Father's Day, whether they're, you know a, a, a mother or a father, or a single mother or a single father. And then when it comes to Mother's Day, I also wish those that want to be mothers but can't, happy Mother's Day, and things like that, as well as the fact that, I wish everybody a happy Mother's Day, because at some point in time we've all been called a mother. And that's kind of a joke, but also, it's for those people that feel lonely, and feel like they don't have a day. I'm just wishing them a happy day.
Well, it's just like, what was it? You know, it's like that whole argument. It's like the other version of the argument. It takes a lot more to being a woman than having a vagina, just like it takes a lot more to be a man than having a fucking tallywhacker.
Right. No, I did not know that we were at 89,000 pronouns, but it doesn't surprise me. They're adding new ones all the time. I think it's funny that people started making fun of it all and saying that they identify as, like, fuck around and find out and things like that.
It's just all fucking bullshit. Like, all it is fucking bullshit. Like, you know what? You don't need a fucking label. You're not fucking special. You're a human being. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, as a human being, we all have equal rights. Whether you're gay, bi, straight, whatever, we all
Mhm.
have equal rights as a fucking human.
Right.
Sexuality should not be used as a fucking weapon.
Yeah. And what you do behind closed doors is your business and your legal age partner's business. Nobody else needs
Come
to
here,
know about
come
it.
here, Jay. Let's go behind some closed doors, and I'll just get stuff with you.
No, no, no. I'll let you and Jason do that.
You know you want it. Come here, big boy.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no, no.
You say no, no, but your eyes say yes, yes, yes.
You can't see my eyes, and that's on purpose.
They're saying yes, yes, yes.
No. They're saying no, no, no.
You're giving me the better eyes look. You know you are. It's okay.
What you think in your mind is all on you.
It's not what I think in my mind, it's what I know.
I'm just a nice enough person that I'll have conversations with anybody. I am straight. I love women and everything about women.
Uh-huh. I've heard that one before too.
Right, Amanda?
Jason, oh yeah, I'll take you, big boy. You know that. I'll bend you over behind the shed.
Yeah, I've grown a beard out, and my parents told me I look like a hobo or a homeless person. When I showed out for Tyler, he said I look like a professor he once had.
Jason, get real. You love anybody that'll give you a hand job. What the fuck are you talking about?
I've been
Besides, I
told.
don't even think you know what to do with a woman if you got a hold of one.
Mm.
You'd be like, you want me to stick what where? Oh, I'm going to hell. I know it. I'm going to hell. I know it.
Eh.
So, yes, I have decided that, if they decide to fire me, I am going to move back to my home state because nobody told me it was going to be this hot. And since I don't have air conditioning in my van right now, I do not like it here.
Where are you at currently? Florida?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. Okay, that's right.
Nobody told me, oh, it's a dry heat. Oh, yeah, it's a fucking dry heat. All right. I still fucking feel it. It feels awful. Okay. Get the fuck up. At least, you know what? At least with humidity, I can feel a little bit of moisture. You don't feel nothing here.
I mean, heat is heat, no matter what. That's my opinion on it. Heat is heat, no matter whether it's a humid heat or
Yeah,
not.
but Jason, there's the problem here. I don't need your Johnson. All I need is your hole. Okay. So literally, the size of your Johnson is irrelevant when all I want is your hole. What the fuck am I going to do with your Johnson? What the fuck am I going to do with that? You know what? I'm exit only. It ain't going to go up my hole, so I don't care how big you are. And I don't like sucking dick because it just reminds me of sucking a wet hot dog and it does not taste correct. No.
That's funny.
That's why my philosophy is the pull is for riding and nothing more.
You heard it here first, folks.
Like, I don't find the act disgusting. I just, I don't know. Just, I've done it and it just does not taste right. It does not taste good. It does not. Like, I was expecting something more like a lollipop. That's not like a lollipop.
You trip me out sometimes.
And let me just tell you, not all centers are sweet either. Okay, some are really disgusting. So yeah, we're not going down that route no more. Okay, if But look, if you want to get your rocks off, okay, there's the masturbator over there, or there's your right hand. That's about as good as you're gonna get.
Amanda, you're funny.
Your hole is not exit only, Jason. You have stuck so much shit up that hole. It's surprising that you can get it. You can get it to close again.
I wouldn't know about any of that. All I know is Jason has always said that it's exit only.
Let me put it to you this way: Jason can sit on a wine bottle without lube.
uh,
And then when it's all in, he's still asking, "Is it in yet?" And it's like, dude, it's literally engulfed in your hole. What do you mean, is it in yet? I can't feel anything.
Doom roasting Jason is hilarious.
I'm not projecting anything. I'm just stating facts. It's not my fault you can't handle the truth. I mean, come on.
I mean, you did say that it was exit only. You don't like blowing a guy, so it sounds like you're more bi than gay.
No, because I've been with a woman and I can't stand women.
Okay, I can understand that one for you.
Like, I don't like women. Like, I don't like them in the sense. It's just that you know, me and women do not get along because I found that I have a tendency of attract, like, whether you're a guy or a woman, I have the tendency of attracting the same mindset of stubbornness as I am, and it doesn't work out. Like, when you get two heads that are really stubborn, and nobody wants to back down, that's not a good dynamic. But the one thing I like about dating guys is that if they irritate the shit out of you, you can punch them without a fear of repercussion.
Jason thinks you're straighter than you let on.
I've said that to a lot of guys before. I go, if you irritate me or piss me off, I will lay you flat on the ground. Some of them didn't believe me until after the fact. And they were like, I can't believe you fucking hit me. I said, I fucking told you, you piss me off, you're going down.
So the real reason you're gay is because you can hit somebody that pisses you off instead of being in, a straight relationship with a woman because you can't hit them.
Exactly. No, actually, that is not true. I did hit a woman once. That was not my proudest moment. But she actually did throw the first punch at me, and it was for no reason, like literally. Happened at
Okay.
Walmart.
Okay. To question that. Now, was she a small petite female, or was she built like a brick shit house, or at least about the same weight as you were?
She was about the same. Like, she was like about 5'10", about 160 pounds. So she wasn't like, a little thing. But, we were at Walmart. She was behind me. We were at the checkout lane. And she was just really, like, fucking bitchy and bossy. Like, why can't you hurry up? Well, I have to be somewhere. I gotta get my kid. Like, okay, I'm going as fast as I can unloading my cart. Well, she decides to ram her car into mine. And I was like, why did you do that? And she was like, well, you're not going fast enough. I told you to go fast enough. I go, lady, calm down. I'm going as fast as I can. And she was just like, no, you're being slow on purpose. I'm like, okay, you can see what I have in my cart. It's not exactly like lifting up Kleenexes, okay? Everything in here is fucking heavy. I can't just bend down, lift it up really quick and put it on there on the conveyor, on the conveyor belt. So what she did in her brightest wisdom, while I was not looking, decides to come up behind me, not only hit me with her purse, but decides to punch me in the back of my head.
Nah. Yeah, Amanda had comments here. She's saying she can't stand the conniving ways of women, like the whole her hair is cute and her shoes are cute and this and that, and then they get out of earshot when they can't hear you and they're like, "Oh my God, did you see her shoes or her hair are so ugly? You can't stand it."
Like, it wasn't my proudest moment, but at the same time, it's like if you get hit in the back of the head, your defenses come up, and that's what happened. I just went boof.
Right.
Like,
And then
you
and
had no reason to come up behind me and fucking try to sucker punch me.
right. And then she said if a woman has the balls to hit a man like a man, then she has the balls to get hit like a man. And then she said, "Be right back."
Like, it's not my proudest moment.
Right.
I reflect on it. It wasn't my brightest moment. I was
Right.
still in the wrong, even though it was self defense. But at the same
Hmm.
time, it's just like, she hit me in the back of the head. What the fuck did you expect?
Right. Yeah, I've had female friends where I've always told them, if they felt the need to, like they're pissed off and need to hit something, hit me in the side of the arm. Until one day, one of my friends did so, and my whole arm went numb, and I was like, "Okay, you can stop hitting me now."
It's yeah, like, I don't go out there and say that that was a proud. Like, it's not a proud moment. It was like, but don't sucker punch me. Don't sucker punch a stranger in the back of the head and think nothing is going to come of it.
Right. I think the only time I've ever hit a female, I was in high school, and I didn't like punch them. I slapped the shit out of them, and it was because she had a habit of going around and kicking guys in the balls, and I told her, "Don't do that to me," and she did it anyway, and she like reared her leg back so far that it looked like it literally came over the top of her head and swung through and kicked me in the balls. So I just slapped the shit out of her. Again, like you said, not my proudest moment, but I was a teenager, and
It's just like
that
some
kind of shit
women don't
happened.
understand boundaries. Like, why
Yeah,
don't you understand boundaries? Like, it's not a good thing to go out there and think that you can do something physical to somebody and not get, something back for it.
right. I feel you,
Because
but
she even was like, "Why did you hit me? I'm a woman. Why did you attack a woman?" I go, "You hit me in the fucking back of the head.
yeah,
What did you think was going to fucking happen?"
yeah. I was always taught being raised is you don't hit a woman on purpose first, but if they put their place in a man's place and they hit you, you're not just gonna take it forever. Yeah, you judge whether or not they're hitting you and it hurts.
Like,
And if
literally,
it
okay.
doesn't hurt, walk away. If it
Like,
hurts,
literally,
then you fight
it's like
back.
this though. It's like this though. Okay, it's like this.
Hmm.
If if I was out in public, like, let's just use you or Jason as the
Right.
example here, okay?
Hmm.
If we were in a public place and you didn't see who was behind you, and I hit you in the back of the head or I hit you somewhere, your first response is going to be to turn around and fucking defend yourself.
Right.
You're not going to go, "Oh, wait, is it a woman or is it a dude?" No, you're going to turn around and you're going to fucking deck them.
Yeah. I feel you. Like
Like,
I
I had
said,
no idea that she was the one that hit me in the back of my head because I had my back turned.
right. Like I said, the way I was brought up was, you don't hit a woman first off, but if they swing on you, then you have every right to defend yourself. But I don't usually hit women. Even in defense, I'll just remove myself from the situation.
No,
But
that's what I
again, that's
learned about,
me with
that's what
any
I learned
fight,
about the
really.
stick. I'd never hit another woman. I go, I said this before. It's
Yeah,
easier to remove yourself out of the situation than to let it escalate.
right. Yeah, and that's the other thing is that I'm very, very big on de-escalating a situation, but I'm also I don't like hurting people, I don't know my own strength, so violence is never my first response to anything. It's usually
I know, but I
questioning
think how tall
people.
you are and how much you weigh, you would really be fun in the sack.
I'm 6'4", 215 pounds.
I know, you'd really be fun in the sack. Think of all that muscle, right? Oh my God, going through oh yeah, hello.
Okay, we can change that subject.
But that shit, I'm having fun now.
But no, I've always been one of those where I'll question somebody first before resorting to violence. I've been in bars where people come up and try to pick fights with me because I sit, and whenever I sit, I slouch so people don't realize how tall I am. And when I stand up and go, "Do you really want to do this? We can step outside and fight." And they're like, "No, man." Or they'll be like, "Oh, you ain't worth my time," and walk away. And I'm like, I can see it in their eyes. They're scared.
You know, it's just like I told well, who was it? I don't know. I can't remember if it was my coworker or my manager. I told one of them, we were having a discussion,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was about. It was something about the job. And I was like, you know what? Right now, I don't really care if I die. So if you want to do whatever you want to me, you go right ahead. And she looked at me and she was like, "You're not afraid to die?" I go, "Hell no. I'm not afraid to fucking die. Hell, I welcome death at this point in my life."
Right.
Looked at me and she was just like, "So nothing I say and I finished the sentence. I go, "Nothing you say or do is going to fucking scare the living bejeebus out of me because I am ready to die.
Yep.
Do you want to continue this conversation?" She
Yeah.
didn't look at me. She just walked away. She just like,
Hmm.
"Okay, I'm not fucking with him no more."
Hmm. Yeah, I've had people try that shit with me before. Where like, I'll fucking kill you, and my response usually is, "I'm ready to die. Are you? Because you may kill me, but I'm gonna probably take you with me."
Well, it's kind of like the whole argument, I was, one of my managers was, just talking to me just in general,
Hmm.
and I made up one of my off the wall jokes, going, I know how to make a body disappear.
Hmm.
She mistook what I was saying to her, and
Hmm.
was like, well, if you make me disappear, you'll go to prison. I go, if I make you disappear, they're not going to find your fucking body. Do
Yeah.
you know how hard it is to convict somebody if there is no fucking body?
Yep.
Yes, it's
I was gonna
possible,
say.
but it's still fucking hard as hell. And she was like, well, what if you do land in prison? I go, do you want to know something? Okay, let me tell you something about prison. I get 3 square meals a day. I would be in bed by 10, be up by 6. I would have a shower. I would have outdoor time. It would be like living in a fucking resort. The only difference about prison and a resort is it's got fucking bars on the walls.
Yep.
I'd have healthcare. I'd have dental. I'd have everything I fucking need in in the fucking, behind that fucking wall. And
Yep.
I wouldn't have to work for a damn fucking thing.
Yep.
She shut up after that. She shut up after that.
Yeah, that's one thing people don't understand is the way our court system works is only probably about 10 to 20% of murders are convicted without a dead body.
But I even told her, you know what? I could take a plea fucking deal if I showed them where the body was and not even serve 2 years.
Yep. I know a guy that actually murdered somebody, went to jail for, I think he went to jail for 4 years and got out on good behavior after the 4 years.
Yeah, then she tried to use the argument going, well, yeah, but you would be a convicted murderer. And I'm like, yeah, and okay, what's your fucking point?
It's not like you have to put that on a resume.
I said this to her. You're confused here. I would be a convicted murderer. A convicted murderer is nothing compared to being a convicted pedophile.
Right? Because that goes, you have to identify yourself as that anywhere you go.
Exactly.
Convicted murderers don't have to disclose anything. And hell, there's some jobs out there that if you're a convicted murderer, they'll hire you because you have no problem killing a person.
And I even told her, and here's something else. I go, here's something else. After a certain time, I could get that record expunged.
Yep.
And she just looked at me wide-eyed like, you've thought about this before. And she didn't say it, but she looked at me like that, and I was walking away, and I just realized that look, and I go, I thought about it long and hard multiple times. You would not be the first. You want to know what she did? She went and ran it out. She went and ran it to the general manager, and all the general manager was, well, until he actually does something, there's nothing I can do.
Right. Yeah, when it comes to people, anytime that I've been threatened, I always tell them I'm not afraid of any man or woman walking the face of the earth.
Oh, what are you going to do? Okay, it's kind of like, okay, I'm sorry. I may be weird on this, but I've seen crime shows out there
Mm-hmm.
of people begging for their life. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck? Why are you begging for your life? It's the whole point. He can take your fucking life, but he can't take your fucking soul. I'd be
Right.
more worried about my fucking soul than my fucking life.
Right. Yeah, there's a song out by Crucifix where he has the line in the song is "How you gonna take my life when God already scheduled it? If it's your
Like,
time to go, it's your time to go. Fuck it."
exactly. Like, I'm not gonna beg for my fucking life. I'd be like, okay, you want to shoot me? Go ahead.
Yep. And that
Go
usually
grab
saves
my
people's
misery.
lives when they're like that too, because when you don't give a shit, people tend to think that you're crazier than you are, and they back down.
Oh no, I'm already crazy. They already know that. I pointed this out to everybody. Okay, I'll tell you a few things about me, and I say this to everybody. Number one, I will trip you if there's a zombie apocalypse. Number two, if there's any questions or whatnot regarding anything legalities, I will pin it all on you to save my own ass. Throw you underneath the bus. I will do everything to self-preserve myself and not you. Number three, I come first before you do. So I don't give a shit about you. Okay. I don't give
Yep.
a shit about you. Number
That.
four.
Mm-hmm.
Number four, I've already, you know what? I've lost my mom. I lost my house. I lost everything. You know what? I don't give a damn. Okay. I lost the closest person I had to me. I don't give a damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing ain't gonna change. Nothing's gonna bring him back. Nothing's never gonna happen. I don't care. Okay.
Yeah.
Give a damn is busted.
Mm-hmm.
My two fucks are right here. I don't fucking care.
Right.
Like literally, there is nothing that you can do or say to me that is going to give me any type of empathy or sympathy to you. I don't have any. I don't fucking care.
Right.
And it's like, well, what if you see a starving child on the street? The child is starving on the street. So what? There are millions of people that are starving each and every fucking day. Giving a quarter to a child ain't gonna change it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck you want me to do? Go, oh, you poor, poor child. Oh, do you want to stand? Well, fuck that shit. Now, listen, I have to fucking eat too. I don't give a shit about that bastard over there freezing on the corner in a t-shirt and shorts. Fuck that. I don't care if he has no shoes. That ain't my fault.
Yeah. I have empathy for people, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I recognize that some people are in a situation because they choose to be there and others aren't. So if I'm helping somebody, it's because I feel like they're actually going to take the help and better themselves.
But it's like this, okay? I said this to a friend of mine. I go, okay, I give a child a sandwich, okay? How
Hmm.
is that going to help the child? That may help the child for today, but it ain't going to help the child for tomorrow, and it ain't going to help the child for the next day.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm one person. That's one child. But let's be realistic. That ain't the only fucking child starving in the world right now.
Right.
Okay? And one person is not going to change the circumstances that put this child in this place to begin with. So
Yeah.
while I feel good about giving him something to eat right now, I'm still going to feel horrible because tomorrow he's still going to be starving.
Well, the other aspect to that, though, to play devil's advocate, is if you're the one that helps that child in that moment, others may see that and help that child later on.
But see, playing devil's advocate again. Okay, why can't you help the child and see if that'll happen? Why do I have to be the one to do it?
I mean, that's fair. But it's one of those things that like I said, if I'm in that scenario, I'm trying to help them with
But
whatever
it's
means
like,
I
what
have
about
at my
those other?
disposable.
It's like, okay, well, what about those other 5 people that walked past him before I did? How
Right,
come you're not yelling at them for not helping the child? Why are you yelling at me for not helping the child?
right.
Like there
I
was
don't.
5 other fucking people that walked by. Why are you yelling at me? Like
Yeah.
I ain't yelling on fucking here.
See me. I'm not going to yell at anybody for doing whatever they feel like doing. But I'm one of those that I try to show compassion and help those in need when I feel that they will benefit from it and grow from it. You know, when somebody comes up to me on the street asking me for change, if I've seen them at 2 other different stops begging for change and know that they had to have driven to where they are because, I was at one place, having dinner and they caught me in the parking lot asking for change and then I drive, 5 minutes to a gas station and see them there at that same time. I know they drove there and they didn't just walk up. I'm not going to be giving them money, but if somebody, like for example, is at the grocery store and is a single mother that you know is having problems paying for what they have, if I have it, then I'll help them out,
But
just like
it's like it's
been
like
done
this.
to me before. Huh?
Well, it's like this. I compare what I'm going. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't do this, but I do. Okay, I go. All right. I admit that in my circumstance, I'm luckier than most. Okay,
Right.
I admit that I am
Hmm.
luckier than most. Okay,
Hmm.
but I have to be realistic at the same time.
Right.
Okay, this is how I feel. Okay. So
Hmm.
people do fall in on hard times. I can understand that. I'm going through that right now. But
Right.
let's be realistic and let's have facts. Okay, let's talk about the facts. And I tell people this. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. If I'm on a corner and I am asking for money or for handout or for food or whatever,
Hmm.
not going to waste my money on stupid shit like beer or other stupid crap that,
Hmm.
I don't need.
Right.
I would take that money and I would, figure out a way to get, take that money and turn it into more money, or at least get something that I need to survive until the next day.
Right.
I'm sorry. Okay. At the same point, it's like this. Yes, there are homeless shelters. Yes, some do
Hmm.
have rules. Like you
Yeah.
have to be out during the day. You can only stay at night, or maybe they're only open during, horrible weather. Either or, there are ways to find housing if you need it.
Right.
If you're not actively looking for help or support, that's not on me. That's on them. I'm not going to reward a beggar who is constantly begging and choosing to be where they are.
Right.
Like, take a look at me. Okay, I live in a van. But here's the thing. There are other people out there who have a vehicle. You
Hmm.
can live in your vehicle and still get a fucking job. I'm
Yeah.
living proof of this.
Right.
People who don't want to better themselves out of that situation and choose to be in that situation, I'm not going to perpetuate. I'm not going to reward that behavior, because that behavior does not need to be rewarded.
I
I
understand
don't
that.
care. I don't care if it's a single mom with two kids on the corner. There is more help for women with children on the streets than there are for, single adults. So if they're not willing to take or do the work to get their children out of that situation, that means that they are either too lazy or they just don't care anymore. And I'm not going to reward that behavior either.
Right.
There's always a way out of a situation if you are willing to do the legwork. And if you're not willing to do the legwork, well, then I'm not going to help you out.
Right.
I'll help you out if you're willing to do the work. But if you're not going to do the
Right.
work, you just want the free handout, I'm not going to give it to you.
Exactly. And that's something that I've always preached is you are not defined by your situation. You can rise above your situation, at least in America. You know, there are ways to better yourself, no matter what situation you're going through. You just have to look for the help and find it.
Now,
Because,
like my situation, look,
mhm,
I was doing fine until my van decided to start having a heart attack on me.
mhm,
But at the same time, I'm not going to spend $800 a month on a fucking goddamn apartment.
right. And another thing is, for
Okay,
as much
let's take
shit,
it back. And I was explaining this to a coworker. Like, why don't you take, like you work 40 hours or more a week? Why don't you take the money and get an apartment? Okay, let's see here. $800 for an apartment. Let's take a look at the apartment. You can't fucking smoke in it. You can't fucking have loud music in it. You have fucking nosy neighbors. The walls are paper thin. Why the fuck would I pay $800 a month for that?
right,
Why? Then I had to pay for the car insurance. I had to pay for my gas. Then I had to pay for my phone bill. Then I had to pay for the food. Like, by the time you're done with every fucking thing, you have no money by the end of the fucking month.
no, Jason, I did not name any names. But I have told people many times you're not defined by your situation. If you're in a bad situation, you can always find a way out. And that's another thing is that I've said before is there's all sorts of organizations that will help the poor. A lot of them are faith based and religious based that you don't even have to be a member of a specific church to use. Like the Catholic Church has an organization called the St. Vincent de Paul Society, where if you live on the streets, you can go there and they'll give you, you know, uh, clothes if you need it for a job interview, or if they have it in your size, or they'll give you a blanket if you need it, or what have you. Yeah, I know, Jason. I'm just saying. I'm talking in general terms, but I
Yeah.
saw your comment.
But it's like, my coworkers are always going, yeah, but you have a vehicle. It's like, yeah, and so do other people. Okay. I'm not the only one.
Hmm.
I understand. Look, I know living in my van may seem weird to people, but why the fuck do I want to pay $800 for something that I will never own?
I
Why?
mean, in all honesty, living in a van is no worse than living in an RV. It's just smaller.
Well, see, and that's what I'm saving my money up for is to get an RV because I want an RV. I want a bigger space. But right now, you know, yeah,
You
people
want to
can't
upgrade your
understand
house?
this. Like
I feel you.
people can't understand this. Like literally, they cannot understand this mindset I have. Like I'm content with what I have because it could be so much worse.
Oh yeah,
What, like, how can you not understand this? Okay, I have a roof over my head.
you're
I
protected from
have
the
some
elements.
sort of, I admit that a vehicle is not all that safe. Okay, I will admit that. But you know what? It's still safer than staying on a bench somewhere. Like
Yeah, or
literally.
living in a tent. Yeah,
I have everything that I need in my van, aside from a toilet. I'm
right.
working on that one. I'm working on that one. That one I will work on. Okay, that one I will work on. I will work on that. I will
I
figure
feel you.
that one out. I'm figuring that one out.
I feel you.
You know, but at the same time, like I'm content. Like people can't understand. Like, well, I don't understand why you don't want to get out there, or I don't understand why you want to, don't want to do this or that. It's like, why do I feel? Why do I have to feel like the need that I have to be like in a brick and mortar building that I will never own? Like, why would I want to be in a building where I will be subjugated to rules and bylaws that can change on a whim? Why do I want to do that when living in my van, I can play my music, I can smoke, I can go to the truck stop, pay $15 to get a shower, or since I did it the right way, I got two memberships. I got a membership to Anytime Fitness and Planet Fitness. I can go to
Hmm.
either or and take a fucking shower.
Right.
Why do I want to spend $800 a month to be nothing more than a fucking caged animal?
Right.
You- why do I want to be under a dictatorship? Why?
Right. I feel you. And I hope you do go ahead and save up the money to get you an RV, and hopefully you can go ahead and trade the van in also to
Well,
be
no,
a part of the
because what
down
I'm going
payment.
to do is, well, no, I'm keeping my van because I like my van. But I want an RV just to be, just for it to be like, how, like I want that to be my dwelling. I don't want to
Right.
drive the RV all the time, which is why I'll keep my van.
Yeah,
But
I get you.
I just want the RV just to be the dwelling.
Right.
Maybe
I
once in
get
a
you.
while travel in it, but yeah. But right now I'm content. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to live in a house to prove my fucking worth.
Right. I feel you.
People don't understand. I'm very fucking simple. Literally, I'm very fucking simple. As long as I can have the internet, I'm fucking happy.
Right.
Okay, don't need nothing else.
I feel you.
I don't need possessions to define who the fuck I am.
Right.
There's a difference between me and a lot of people. Everything I own has a purpose. I have an air fryer because I like to cook. I have a
Hmm.
blender because I like frozen drinks. Everything I have has a purpose. It's not something I just buy as this like a status symbol. That's not what
Right.
I do.
Right. Yeah, that's the same thing with me. Is I don't buy things for status. I'll buy things that I want, but at the end of the day, you can't take it with you when you die. So you
But
know,
it's like this. If I, it's like this. Okay. Yes, I do like looking at things. There are things that I would like to own, but the reality with me kicks in, and it goes like this. Okay, so you want this, but would you ever use it? Would you ever put it out? Would
yeah,
you ever utilize it in some way? And the answer is usually no. So I won't get it. It's something that I would like to have, but at the same time, it's not something that I would utilize for the full benefit. Therefore, I won't get it.
right. Yeah, that's the thing people have to understand. You don't have to buy things just to buy things. You want to make sure that you're going to use it and be happy with your life.
I don't like, it's just, you know, maybe down the line, but right now it's just me. I don't need a lot of stuff. I don't
Right.
like stuff. Okay, I've lived in clutterness, because my mother was, a hoarder, but what
Mhm.
she, you know,
Mhm.
I don't like clutter. Like I don't need stuff around me. I don't like stuff around me. If I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to waste space for it.
Right. I feel you on that. I live a minimalistic lifestyle myself. I mean, if I were to move out of my parents' house, I probably could fit everything in my car that I own, with the exception of the bed. And then
See,
I'd
my
probably get somebody with a truck to help me move.
See, you know what? That's the one thing I like about my van. I got a bed in here. It fits perfect. Although I need to find a carpenter, and that's proven to be harder than it looks.
Mhm.
Because I need a custom bed made. Well, a custom bed frame made.
Yeah. I mean, you look online and like places like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever, but
Well, the way that I want my bed. Okay, so right now my bed is in the middle of the vehicle because of the wheel well.
mhm.
What I want is a bed frame that will go over the wheel well so I can have the headboard part of it
Uh huh.
against the back door.
Yeah.
So I have more room up front so I can eventually put a refrigerator up here.
Gotcha.
But I also want the bed to be able to, lift up so I can utilize it as storage as well.
Right. Yeah, like I said, you just got to look for people that are advertising online, custom stuff in your area.
Maybe if I give Jason a hand job, he'll do it for me.
I doubt it. But I was just saying, you look at
You know
places
how
like
some people will
Facebook
do anything
Marketplace
for
or
a
whatever.
merchandise bar. Jason will do anything for a hand job.
But it's getting kind of late. I've been on for.
He's not going to talk to me no more after tonight. He's not going to talk to me no more. He's going to be like, fuck you.
He said fat chance. But as I was saying, it's been about just over 2 hours. I think I'm going to end up shutting it down. It's been fun. Nobody else has popped up, so I enjoyed the
Well,
conversation.
that's because Jason's being a little bitch.
Right? But
Like I said, he reminds me of Cartman, a little fucking bitch.
but anyway, I'm going to shut it down. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate you hopping up on Panel Doom.
All right, have a good night.
Have a good one.